Greetings everyone, this is FODV93, and today I will be planning to do the first game within the Mega Man franchise. And unlike the other Mega Man game that I've completed within the stream, unlike the 8 bosses that you see, there's actually only 6. Cutman, Gutsman, Iceman, Bombman, Fireman, and Elec Man. And today, within a wholly unpredictable move, I'm going to at least try to do Elec Man. Whoops, wrong button. In this game, in particular, this is the only entry in the entire series within anyone's memory that actually has a score. But don't fret, this whole score thing really isn't mandatory. It's more of an optional thing because back in the day, scores or a high score was actually the big thing to actually have an input. Sometimes it granted extra lives, sometimes it granted a continue, but it doesn't really do much or anything at all within this game. Think of it more as a cosmetic approach, like a cosmetic thing to add on. Like, it's there, if you want to go for it, then you can. If not, then the game will let you progress normally just fine and well if you don't meet the high score requirements. Most people would go for Cutman or maybe Bombman first, but I want to at least do something a bit different. And it's a bit difficult to traverse this section because these enemies. But yeah, first time of doing this whole entire game within the channel. In your other videos, what are you talking about? There was no other records of me doing this game within this channel before at all in any way, shape, or form, so I don't know what you're talking about. Really, I do not know what you're talking about. This section's a bit difficult to do because these enemies that are too low to shoot with your buster, and even then when you shoot, you don't really kill them, you just set them within place. Helps, but it's going to be pretty difficult if you don't have a weapon that can actually deal with enemies that are lower than you because you can't really crouch. Because you can only shoot within 2 directions, left and right, and no other directions, unfortunately. But yeah, Mega Man 1. This is the first game within the entire Mega Man franchise, and the main plot is this. Within the future of, I don't know what year it is, but it's 20XX for some reason. Doesn't really specify, but that's still fine, makes it not so dated. Within the future, there are 2 well-known creators for robotics, Dr. Light and Dr. Wily. They used to be college friends, well, lifelong college friends, with ambitious goals of bringing... Yeah, no. Yeah. And here comes a gimmick for the franchise that no one likes. Block puzzles. Thing is, with them, you have to at least know the pattern with these block puzzles, and know where exactly to jump to next. And if not, if you mess it up, you'll have to do the entire pattern over again. It gets really annoying and dangerous when it's over death traps or spikes. Spikes kill you in 1 hit, going into lava kills you in 1 hit, and pits like right here kill you within 1 hit. Makes you lose life. Anyway, with Mega Man 1, plot is this. Dr. Light and Dr. Wily are 2 researchers within robotics trying to bring robotics into the world of tomorrow, giving it independent thoughts, functions, all that stuff. One day, Dr. Wily got jealous, was overcome with jealousy, and before Light and Wily were set to present their robotics presentation, Before Light and Wily were set to present the robotics presentation, Dr. Wily decided to steal Light and... never mind. Anyway, before they were set to present their robotics presentations, Dr. Wily, in a fit of jealousy, took the 6 robots that we saw earlier on the screen. They were supposed to be used for more peaceful and helpful functions, and overwritten their programming to be more dangerous and lethal for him to take over the world, for Wily to take over the world, and for everyone to see him as a superior robotics creator, or inventor, basically. Not knowing what to do, Dr. Light was about to actually give up, until one of his other robots that they've worked together on, Rock, had a strong sense of justice and right to help save the world from Dr. Wily. And thus, he was converted into the robot known as Mega Man. And thus, from there, as Mega Man, it is our duty to beat the 6 robots that Dr. Wily You saw that, right? Don't know how that happened. Anyway, as Mega Man, it is our duty to ensure that we not only beat the 6 robots that have been overwritten by Wily, but to also save the world from Dr. Wily as a whole and to stop his evil plans. Yeah, and that's about it. And armed with your Mega Buster, people used to call them lemons, but they're actually they're actually shots made from pure solar energy. Quite revolutionary, actually. Using pure solar energy for main attacks, or for your Buster Whip, essentially. Pretty good, actually. But yeah, that's the plot of Mega Man 1. Dr. Wily's bad, go stop his robots, vanquish his plans to take over the world, all that stuff. And with that obstacle over there, I couldn't really get over it because it has junk or a boulder that I can't really lift yet. That I can't really block or get rid of just about yet. So, I need to actually take that route instead of going to the right. So yeah, that's the main plot of Mega Man 1, and I'm going with Elect Man first for just to be a little bit different. Everyone else who actually plays this game, fans of the series at least know, they actually just go for Cut Man first, or maybe Bomb Man, because both the stage and boss for Cut Man and Bomb Man aren't too hard to navigate through. Before going with the name of Mega Man, Capcom actually went through a few names. Like, if I believe one of the names was Rainbow Kid or Amazing Fighting Kid or something like that. Like Rainbow Man or something like that, due to something we'll see later on when you beat the bosses. Yeah. There we go, up we go. 2, 3, 4, and up we go. Chose the right because the left is a lot more annoying to do so, and I find it to be near impossible to actually get across if you're actually trying to go with the left over going with the right, because the right with that pathway is a lot less annoying to go through. Thankfully I got a health power-up, pickup, so it at least replenishes some of my health. Thankfully, this game doesn't really enforce its score bonus, because that would have been a major pain to do. Because imagine if you're trying to beat the game, and the game locks you out of beating it, or its true ending, or even worse, kicks you right back to the title screen, just because you didn't get the high score, or quote-unquote score requirements for the stage. That would have been very annoying. Thankfully, it is just a cosmetic thing. damage, it's fine. Go up. Other than the blocks and those little enemies, another gimmick are these bolts of electricity, where you have to be patient and wait for one to be finished, and then you can go up the ladder or go across platforms. Because within this game, when you get hurt, Mega Man just drops like a rock essentially. At least when you get hurt, you're invincible for a small bit, like for a few solid seconds, which gives you ample time to either attack an enemy or to go away from the source that's hurting you. Like this. I don't have enough health to damage that big enemy, and I'm very positive that would have killed me. Hold on. Okay, I got 3 lives. Just wanted to double check to be on the safe side. Easy. Little bit of patience. Okay, and we're at our boss, Elecman. Elecman... Whoop. Why did I not jump? That was dumb of me to not do that. Elecman, how he works... He jumps, he runs around, jumps, and shoots his Elect Beam. Ugh. Seriously, that was easy to dodge for Elecman. Bit late for me. Nuts. No. Yeah, no matter how I tried. Yeah, I'm pretty much dead within that one, but I got pretty far. Plus, I got 2 more lives left, so that'll at least help me out. But yeah, with Elecman, he runs, he jumps. No, want to at least try to get there with full health. But yeah, with Elecman, he runs, he jumps, he shoots his Elect Beam, and that's his whole pattern basically. If you shoot him, he goes back, so that at least helps you to at least get away from him, and to keep on shooting. Alright, attempt number 2. If I get a game over, I'll probably go with a different stage to start with. Like that. You shoot, he goes back. Like that. The Elect Beams do more damage than you running into him. So just make sure you don't run into the beams, and you'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. Thankful function within this game is that it has a rewind function that allows you to at least go back and to at least be better with the tech, with your methods of planning for stages and bosses and whatnot. Really helps. See, like that. You shoot him, he goes back. Shoot him, he goes back. Shoot him, he goes back. All that fun jazz. But the beams hurt more than you running into Elecman himself. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, not good. I'm not sure how I'd be able to attack out his weakness. Oh wait, like that. Duh. Ugh. Not like that. Not jumping into the thing that would kill me. Like adults. don't know how I missed with that one. Yeah, thankful with this, so that way I don't really waste too much time on Elect Man, because I want to at least get a move on with the rest of the game, honestly. Like that. Oh, follows. Okay, that wasn't really good, now was it? No. Ugh. Yeah. You can actually beat some of the bosses with this game without their designated weakness. You just have to not be like me and being totally reckless. Going guns a-blazing, you have to really take your time to make sure you don't screw it up. Especially if you're on low on lives, and it's kind of annoying to get back to traverse through the stage or the checkpoints, and all that stuff. Thankfully, my friend has a pattern. One. There we go. Ugh. Sorry for all the rewinds, it got a bit annoying, just wanted to take him on first. Yeah, you actually just get the clear points from beating the boss, but thankfully it's not a requirement once again. And I'm gonna go back to Elect Man stage. You may think, why am I going back to Elect Man stage? Well, there's something that we missed that I can use Elect Man's weapon for to actually get the thing I want. Plus, these enemies are actually weak to the Elect Beam, which is what we have. It shoots beams of electricity up, down into the current direction that Mega Man is facing, which really helps, honestly. Alright, there we go. Really makes traversing through this segment a lot easier. And doing with these enemies right here, walk them apart, honestly, because with their buster, you'd have to at least time it just right to shoot them. But with the Elect Beam, it's a walk in the park. It really helps out, honestly. Like that. And because the Elect Beam is much larger in scope of a weapon than our Buster, it helps out immensely. Going through the bullet puzzle. And up we go. Yeah, just sorry for all the rewinds and whatnot, because it just takes up more time, then I get hurt, then I die, all that stuff is really no fun for the stream, and all that stuff. Like, I do at least, I will try my best to not use the rewind function within the specific collection so much. Thankfully, I got some health and weapon pickups to help reuse for more Elect Beam usage. And like with that big boulder, I used the Elect Beam to actually get rid of it. So let's see what it looks like. Yep, pretty easy to actually get up there. Like these boulders, I'd have to use a different weapon to actually get the item that I want to get. But with the Elect Beam, it gets rid of each boulder. This M weapon, this M item, is what I wanted to get. This is the Magnet Beam. The Magnet Beam allows you to have additional platforms when needed. Seriously, you saw that, you saw that, you saw that, right? I'm not crazy. Thankfully, if you clear the boulders, it fills up your Magnet Beam. That helps. Seriously, I was holding left, not tapping it. Anyway, Magnet Beam helps because the simple fact that it creates platforms and helps you out when needed to avoid falling into pits or over death traps. And yeah, that's about it actually. Really helpful actually. I'd at least say that first timers will just ignore the weapon and just traverse through the game. But in a later segment of the game, it's not only much helpful, but entirely mandatory. And since I have the item that I want, and I can't really exit a stage until I beat Electman again, which is pointless because I already have his weapon, deliberate game over. So let's go with a different stage. Since we have the Electman's weapon, Iceman. Yep. Yep, and from the start, ice physics, where Mega Man's traction suffers a bit, because the moment you try to stop, he slides a bit more. Regardless of the direction that you go in, that you're going in, he'll go for it just a little bit more. And underwater segments. I'm not sure if it's this game or other games that have this, where if you're underwater, Mega Man actually jumps higher. But he seems to still have the same jump height, so very much not this game. It's just other games, like future games in the franchise, that have this kind of thing. With Electman, the boss we just beat, his function was to help out with power plants for electrical purposes. Iceman, his function was to help out with more Arctic research. Like all the bosses within this game have very helpful functions to help out for humanity for specific reasons. Here's another block puzzle. I could have actually done the block puzzle faithfully, but with Magnet Beam, that is a thing of the past. I don't have to do that anymore. If you hold the shoot button for a longer period of time, you get more Magnet Beam platforms to use. If you just tap it, you get like one little platform to use underneath you. And here's one reason why I got the Magnet Beam and went after Electman deliberately. This section with an Iceman stage. This section is a massive pain to do because of these platforms right here. They shoot at you, yes, but at the same time, when you're shot, Mega Man drops like a rock. So it doesn't really help with the entire platforming section, and you're going to get game overs over and over again like crazy. But with the Magnet Beam, once again, it helps out with this entire section by making it entirely a non-issue. Getting some Lick Beam, a bit more Magnet Beam, to be on the safe side in case if I die, just to be on the safe side. Like this big enemy right here takes a whole lot of health, a whole lot of time to actually kill, and hurts you a whole lot. Each game of the franchise has this kind of thing where it's a giant big enemy towards the boss door, it takes a lot of weapon ammo to kill it, and it hurts you for a lot of damage. So unless if you have the means to kill it, then do so. If not, then it's best to run away from it. And now for Iceman. Weakness is the Elect Beam. 1, 2, done. When you have a boss's weakness, it makes the fight entirely easier, because it entirely delves into a system of rock, paper, scissors. You'd think Fireman would be Iceman's weakness, because fire melts ice, all that stuff. Nope, not the case. And since we have Iceman's weapon, we can now go towards the boss who actually is weak to ice. Fireman. Yeah, don't ask me why that's the case for ice being strong against fire, when IRL it is literally the other way around. Don't ask. Please don't ask. I'm not the one who made the game over 30 years ago. I'm not the one who did it. All I know are the weaknesses for each of these bosses, which makes playing this game and streaming it a whole lot easier. Anyway, Fireman. His stage has lava, these fire pillars, and it's entirely deadly and pretty fatal. But one neat trick with Iceman's weapon that I will show in just a second. You can use the ice beam to actually freeze these pillars in place. It makes sections with them a lot easier. But it's also Fireman's weakness. So as a result, you have to be smart with using this particular weapon on either, oh, I want to use it within the stage to make my life easier, or I want to use enough of it to beat Fireman to make beating the stage as a whole a lot easier. Because when you lose a life or die, you don't get your weapon energy replenished. Sure, your health goes right back up because you lost a life, but you don't get weapon energy replenished. You actually have to farm for it by beating enemies within the stage. So because of that, not only is this game a system of rock, paper, scissors, and platforming, it's about being smart and managing your weapon resources. Like, for example, I didn't really waste much of that ice beam, but because I need it for Fireman, I want to make sure I have enough ice beam to actually beat the boss. Magnet beam right here. With this section, you just have to be smart and to time it properly for walking across these fire waves. That fire doesn't kill you, it just hurts you. Thankfully, it's not a death trap. Those bullet enemies, be careful. Don't be up right near them, because when you shoot them, they explode. And the radius for that explosion hurts bad. Hurts really bad. And not fun to be around. Ever. That's not a health pickup. That's weapon pickup. I have enough ice beam as it is for the boss. And when it comes to tackling a boss, if you have enough lives left, you can also be smart in thinking, can I tackle on the boss with the amount of health I have left? If you can, then kudos to you. I tip my hat to you, supreme player of this game. But for me, in my case, I may or may not make it. Because Fireman, he runs, he shoots the fire. Each time he shoots his fire weapon, it leaves a wave of fire within the ground, thus making it more difficult to traverse and to beat Fireman as a whole. So because of that, I knew I wouldn't survive that attempt to beat Fireman. So I knew I'd still die here, and because I still have enough as a weapon energy for his weakness, that helps significantly. Fireman's purpose was for fire! What do you think? It's fire. Fires. Fireman helps with fires. The most sense of irony ever, because firefighters do not use fire for helping to put out fires. But Fireman deals with fire, so yeah. Three down, 3 to go. And we now have Fireman's weapon, which helps us, because Fireman's weapon is pretty good. You shoot... Actually, I'll show it in just a second, because with Fireman's weapon, we can now go with the next stage, Bomb Man. Bomb Man is one of 2 stages within this game that I would flat out recommend for first-timers of this game to actually try out for the first time, because the stage and the boss itself are not too difficult to do and are pretty beginner-friendly. Gives out stage gimmicks that aren't too difficult, as the player know that they can't really be going into pits, jump over, and to shoot in time, and it's pretty good. Like, I love how there's at least 1 or 2 stages within each Mega Man game where it's entirely beginner-friendly for people who want to get their feet wet with either the series or the game in general, and all of them aren't super hard where you're going to have a tough time of trying to beat the stage. And this is a sniper drone. Has a shield, has a gun like ours, so you need to wait for it to raise up its shield and to try and shoot you, so that way you're able to shoot it. And the stage has the same bullet enemies as Fireman stage, so just be careful to not shoot them over a pit, so that way you don't die in the bottomless pit. With Bomb Man, his original purpose was to help out with bomb defusal, and also for, bomb defusal essentially, because Bomb Man is an expert with explosives and detonations. Ow. And here's what Fireman's weapon looks like. You shoot a fireball, and it has a small, it shoots out a small fire shield, like that, which serves as a bit of a basis of protection for you. But yeah, Fireman's weapon is actually pretty good, but not as good as Elect Beam, because Elect Beam not only has better direction offerings, but it also allows for greater weapon resource usage. It doesn't eat up as much ammo as other weapons. Now for Bomb Man, the reason why people go for Bomb Man and another boss as their first time stage is because Bomb Man and the other boss that you'll go for eventually aren't too hard. Bomb Man jumps around from each side, from both corners of the room, and throws a bomb. The bomb has a giant radius, just like those bullet enemies that we saw within the stage, and they hurt a lot, but with Bomb Man's weakness, the Firestorm, it makes it a lot easier. More than halfway done with the Robot Masters. And next one, Gutsman. Gutsman, his original purpose was for more construction purposes and lifting heavy boulders and objects. Since I have Electman's weapon, I don't really need to worry about wasting too much Elect Beam, because Elect Beam is not Gutsman's weakness. It's the bomb weapon that we got from Bomb Man. And with this section, it's a bit of a pain because of these platforms. Once those platforms reach the more dotted lines, they drop. And it makes it either harder, it just makes it harder unless if you know what you're doing for timing it right for jumping. Like, that first section wasn't too hard. It wasn't. But there's another section where it's going to be much harder for you to get across. Don't know why it took that much Elect Beam just to kill that one enemy. Also, you may be thinking, oh, I get hurt, I could at least use the magnet beam or whatever to get back up in there with the the invincibility period that I have for a few seconds. Nope. If you get hurt within this game, it doesn't matter if you were in the invincible stage or not for that few precious seconds. If you land in the spikes or a death trap, it still counts as you dying. Yep. Like within... So yeah, future games don't have this kind of thing where if you die, then... where if you get hurt and land on the spikes for that small invincibility period, you die. Future games don't have that. Thankfully, because that would be really cheap to do so, and kind of BS, honestly, in my honest opinion. Honestly, I thought there was another section of those platform things, but no, not the case, thankfully. How much do I have? Maybe I could take on Gutsman. That's a definite maybe. Because Gutsman's kind of annoying to take on. Weakness or not, kind of annoying to do. Gutsman, what he does, he jumps. The moment he lands on the ground, it's an instant earthquake. And then he grabs a boulder, chucks it at you, and, oh boy, each time it shakes, he goes towards you, or goes back, throws a boulder at you, and it hurts, it makes it a lot more annoying. His weakness is the hyper bomb. You throw the bomb. You wait for it to explode. It doesn't explode on contact, you actually have to wait for it to explode first. The explosion from the bomb itself is the weakness for Gutsman. So, it makes Gutsman and Fireman the more dangerous and more annoying bosses to deal with. Iceman, I feel, is a in-the-middle boss, because without his weakness, he shoots the ice, he walks around, he goes up, shoots his ice on the way downwards. So you just have to time your jumps and time your shooting with his weakness or not. And finally, the last stage that we'll be taking on for the Robot Masters is Cutman. Cutman and Bombman, more specifically Cutman, are the two most beginner-friendly stages within the game. But most people go with Cutman because the stage is really simple to tackle. Like these boulders, I could use Gutsman's weapon to clear them. I could, but they're pretty but it's really not needed to use the boulders. If I really wanted to, I could just use Elecman's weapon to destroy those boulders. Another added bonus of fun within these games is that you can at least use the weapons as much as you like, or whatever way you like. So long as it's not the boss's weakness and you have enough weapon ammo to go around for being the boss with its weakness. Like these enemies right here aren't too hard to tackle. They just shoot up, down, right, up and down and all that stuff. It's not too hard to beat these enemies with. And the theme itself for Cutman, the music is pretty good, honestly. Thankfully, yeah. I could have used Gutsman's weapon to get rid of those boulders, but it's really inappropriate and not really needed again. Because Gutsman's weapon is Cutman's weakness. And a good and clever pun based on the rock, paper, scissors thing I said a while ago, for the weaknesses for each of the bosses within the game, rock beats scissors. But there's an added caveat for going guns a-blazing for using Cutman's weakness within the boss fight. And I will show you when I get to the I will show it to you when I get to the fight itself. But yeah, each and every Mega Man game follows the same basis of rock, paper, scissors for weaknesses, and it's not only rock, paper, scissors, but trial and error. Because you have to know which boss weapon that you got in the previous stages works against the other kinds of bosses within the game. not only for the Robot Masters, but for Wily's mechs when you storm his castle to stop his plans for world domination. Like right here with those spikes. You have to at least be careful to not get yourself hurt by those spikes. Yeah. Those big guys, if you have enough weapon ammo to go around, then it's not that bad to tackle them, to take them on. To my knowledge, this is the only game in the series where there's actually enemies within the hallway between the boss doors. Potentially it could help out with farming for health and weapon pickup energy, but it will take some time because there's chances that it won't help out. See those two boulders? You can use them to beat Cutman, but it'll take a while, but it won't entirely help if you threw all the boulders hastily or died while trying to beat Cutman. Cutman's pretty simple, because the simple fact he takes pretty hefty damage from your Buster. But I'm going to rewind deliberately, because I want to show his weakness proper. The Buster works significantly well as a weakness against Cutman, but with Gutsman's weapon, you can lift up those heavy boulders that we saw within Elecman stage. Like that. Because I want to make sure I can show his weakness proper. For Cutman, it's best to take on him with both the Buster and the Super Arm, which is the weapon named for beating Gutsman. Because Gutsman's weapon is pretty useless, honestly. Most of the other weapons are pretty good, because they have their usage. The Ice Beam, while good for Fireman's weakness, freezes enemies in place. But the thing is, with Ice Beam, with the Ice Shooter, you can't really shoot any other enemies or do anything else until they're unfrozen again. It at least helps out with moving across with stages. Other than that, Gutsman's weapon is kind of worthless because you only just shoot throw the boulders up. You can't really throw them in any other pathway other than up, other than the direction that you're facing. And like that, we've beaten every single Robot Master within this game. But Wily won't go down without a fight. So, we now take the fight to Wily's castle to stop his plans for world domination. And I come back to the series, Wily has his castle and his UFO saucer that he traverses across. So begins stage 1 of us storming Wily's castle. Ice Beam. Oh wait, I was wrong! You can actually use different weapons against enemies and whatnot while they're frozen within the Ice Beam, with the Nice Man's weapon. I was thinking of a different weapon. I was thinking of the Spark weapon from 3. Because the Spark weapon from 3, to my knowledge, doesn't let you shoot other enemies until you're done with the spark shot. Okay, with this, see, I can't really throw them up or down. It just goes in an arc and the direction that you're facing, which makes Gutsman's weapon pretty worthless. And I'll at least spoil this now because you really won't need Gutsman's weapon anymore within the main stage other than just beating Cutman. And with those fire pillars, like with Fireman stage, you can freeze them to get across, but you have to use it wisely and wisely within tempo, within the right timing. Because if you don't do so, then you'll get yourself hurt, it'll land in an awkward spot where you can't jump or run across with it, then you have to wait over and over again, wasting more weapon ammo. Oh, whoops, that is the wrong button I wanted to go with. I'm gonna go with the Buster. Like Gutsman's weapon, you chuck the boulder. Now, if there is more use to the Gutsman weapon, then I would be giving it its flowers. But it does not within this case, so I can't really say anything else about it, honestly. Let's see here... Like that. Electroman's weapon works like a charm. I'll use a bit more Healic Beam to get rid of these boulders. Bit of Magnet Beam, because I want to get some extra health. And dealing with those small enemies is really no big deal. Healic Beam here. Healic Beam there. Healic Beam to get rid of it. And a little more. Really nice. This section's pretty dangerous because it has those flying bullet enemies that go into a huge explosion radius. Not good. See, like right there. Right there. Right there doesn't help me because the simple fact that it just goes into, has you go into spikes. Doesn't matter if I got hurt with that invincibility stuff. Doesn't matter. I could have rewound to actually do it better, but I wanted to at least show it. Like shooting right here helps because you won't be getting so launched back by being hurt that you go into the spikes. And this right here is why I went with the Electman stage and went to the stage twice. You may be thinking, oh, I can get across from it. I can get across from it nice and cool, like. Not the case. Not the case, good friend. Not the case. Ooh, boy. Not the case. Not the case, because Magnet Beam is pretty helpful within this case. Because those platforms shoot, and trying to get across from those platforms that shoot make it a lot more painful. And this is the mandatory Magnet Beam section. If you saw that little thing with an Electman station and felt, yeah, I don't really need it. Nope, you need it because Magnet Beam is mandatory to get across this entire room. No one would tell you this, and the only way you would know about it is from trial and error. Yep, trial and error. Thankfully, I can time my jumps with enough Magnet Beam energy and get across. Oof. If you think that stage is hard, oh boy. Time to beat the boss. Time to face the boss of this section of this stage. Jump out. Okay, that was on me for being stupid. The Yellow Devil. The Yellow Devil within this game is the hardest boss to tackle within this game. Wait, hold on. That was on me, because I tried to do a special trick that makes this boss a lot easier to manage him to get around. To do, honestly. Sorry. My mistake. But at least explain what the Yellow Devil is. Yellow Devil is the toughest boss in this entire game. Barring the Robot Masters if you're trying to go with Buster only. Because the simple fact, this boss splits itself up, going into each score, going side by side within the room. Its weakness is the Elect Beam. But there is a special trick that you can do with the Elect Beam that makes the Yellow Devil not so... a lot more manageable. Me being stupid. Ow. Yeah. I know the trick. I know the trick. The trick is that once you shoot the Elect Beam at the boss itself, then you can just press the select button or the weapon selection screen button. Yeah, come on, how did I miss that? Okay, main trick with this is that you're supposed to actually press it. Oh, come on, what is up with this? I know the trick, what's up with this? It should do the trick, it should! Because Elect Beam is this boss's weakness. Seriously? Okay, the main trick to beating the Yellow Devil is just using that pause trick. Because the pause trick helps immensely with beating the Yellow Devil. Seriously, I don't get it. I thought I had it within the bag for the Yellow Devil. At least I got 2 good clean shots within the Yellow Devil, honestly. At least I have that. What the how? How did I oh, wait. I forgot it also shoots at you. I forgot about that part. That is on me for being stupid. But yeah, Yellow Devil's pretty hard to do. Seriously, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really thought I had it. Had it set with the pause trick. Really? I don't know if they got rid of the pause trick for the Yellow Devil. But that's a well-known trick to make the boss a lot easier to do. Shoot. Ugh. Thankfully, with the Elect Beam, it's his weakness, and it makes the process of trying to beat this boss because in the old days, that trick was golden to beating the Yellow Devil and beating that boss. I have no idea why that pause trick doesn't work. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure if they patched out that trick, because that's really jerkish for them to do that, or maybe it's a timing issue on my end. But yeah, that's the... stop. Stop pressing the wrong button. Because I'm pretty sure... Like, I am very confident about the pause trick. The pause trick works like a charm. Like, really, it really does work. Ugh. Because you don't really have any methods of moving, because going up and down, or whatever, that sort. Alright. Thankfully with this stage it's not too tough to get across. And you at least know what to do with the Yellow Devil. But I know for a fact that the pause trick works with the Yellow Devil. Maybe I'm timing it wrong. It's probably it. Me timing it wrong for that boss as a whole. Because Yellow Devil as a whole is really difficult to take on with his weakness. Because the fact you can't really slide or move out of the way quick enough. Right, timing this right. There we go, that helps. Yeah, I really thought I could do the rewind trick fine and well. The pause trick fine and well with the Yellow Devil. Because it's a really known trick for beating that boss. Maybe I could at least try again with more health? Let's see. really need it. I'll at least give the super arm one last use that it has. Yeah, one last use for the super arm, basically, because it doesn't really do much. Although annoying, thankfully this counts as a checkpoint. Best to shoot them like this to not fall into the pits, to not fall into spike traps. And during the weapon select screen, this has Mega Man with the teleporting sprites where it counts as a jump. Little weapon energy for the magnet beam, because you need to time the magnet beam usage well within this room. It's not just, oh, I'm going to press more of it to get a bigger magnet beam. You have to at least tap the B button. Tap, tap. Yeah, a little bit of tapping, because one little magnet beam creates a small platform. But holding the B button, holding the fire button that you assigned for the magnet beam, allows you to have a longer, well, a more wider platform to use. And now for the Yellow Devil, attempt number 2. Okay, I'm going to save because that was really smooth, and I did not realize I could flat out do that. That was smooth as heck. Ah! Ah, come on! Throw me a bone, damn it! I know the damn rewind trick. I know it! To be sick. I know it. I am not crazy. Oh. Fuck you. Yellow Devil. I hate you. Making me look like a liar on my own stream of this game. How did I miss? How did I miss with that one? How? How? Literally how? Ugh. Ugh. At least I could get 2 good licks in on the Yellow Devil. At least there's that. With this boss! Ugh. Oh, I'm so upset. How? How? Yep. Why don't we try this one last time? Yeah, no. I don't know what's going with that kind of thing. I don't know why I can't do the boss trick. The boss trick, when you're able to do it just right with this boss, allows you to take multiple hits out instead of just doing it the old-fashioned way with the Yellow Devil. Guess I'll have to at least do it the old-fashioned way with this attempt. At least this boss is almost dead. Ow! Oh, come on! Why did I jump like that? Oh, no, we're not done yet. We are not done yet. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. We are not done yet. Oh. Hate this boss. And this is why the Yellow Devil is such an infamous boss within this series. It's because of this game. But for some reason, I can't do the pause glitch trick, where if you're able to pause the button just as you're shooting the weapon out at the Yellow Devil, the hit that it would take would count as one, but with the pause trick, it would have counted as more than one hit, thus making the boss a piece of cake, and thus easier to beat as a whole. For some reason, I don't know how, I couldn't quite get that in time with the right timing. I'm not sure why, but yeah. Oh, oops, that is my bad. Oopsie. I mistook that man for another boss for a boss that was weak to Elect Beam or whatever. But yeah, within this stage, you refight a couple of the Robot Masters. Not all of them, no. Oh, oops, thought that was me dying. Oopsie. Okay. I'm still upset with that Yellow Devil thing. Because I know the pause trick like the back of my own hand. And I couldn't access or use the pause trick that much. But it's fine, it's whatever. Because boss is dead, I don't have to refight it again. And this is the Electman's weakness, the cut boomerang. Cut one's weapon, boomerang, goes up in the air for a bit, comes right back to you, and that's how it works. These bomb things make it really dangerous to go across pits, because when you're hurt, you go right into the bottomless pits and you die and you lose a life. Okay, thankfully I have 3 life still. Rewind function is a godsend for this game, or anyone who is a first-timer for this series. Here we go. Sadly, no health pickups, honestly. Ooh. Oh. Oh, thank goodness, health pickups. Some spare weapon energy. Gonna choose back to beam on purpose. Because this boss is unique. A very clone of yourself. Yeah, the boss just chooses the weapon that you have and tries to beat you with it. Thing is, it chooses the exact same weapon that you have. So you actually have to see which weapon works on that copy robot boss. Thankfully, I have 2 lives left, so I should be just about fine. Let's try Elect Beam once again, and if not, I could always just rewind to look and see which weapon works best. Let's see. Yeah, Elect Beam doesn't work all that much. Same with Ice Hand's weapon, and Guts Hand's weapon is Bumpkus. It doesn't help for anything at all. for any worthwhile purpose. Oh man, it will take a while. But the thing is, with Fireman's Weapon, it takes up more meteor hits, but there's a catch. You have to use the shield portion of the Fireman's Weapon to actually beat the copy robot boss. So, now that we know what we knew... Now that we know this, we can take on the boss proper. Because I used Fireman's Weapon 8-bit last time, I have to be smarter with using this weapon weakness. That's the thing with these games, you have to know how to manage your weapon resources, and knowing how can I best approach this boss, best approach the stage, all that jazz. Oh wait, it's not just that, but... Yep. Not just the fireman weakness, but just the weapon as a whole. It just helps with the boss. Thankfully, this weapon does not eat away as much resources as possible. And now for Stage 3. In my best recollection, each time you fight Wily, it's an average on 4 stages. I say average because it could be more, but most of the time, it's always going to be 4 Dr. Wily stages. This stage doesn't seem so bad. It's pretty short, actually. Until you get to here. Yeah, right here, where the stage just flat out pushes you to a current, and it's really impossible to actually go into the opposite direction, so you just have to make sure you just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, just to make sure you don't get hurt. Ooh, forgot about those guys, didn't know they were there. Ow! Really? All the weapon but no health pickups? That's cool. Ow! Shark. Okay, with this boss... Once again, we see more Gutsman stuff. That was not me for being wrong about... Oh, no more Gutsman stuff. No, there is more Gutsman stuff. But, just like Cutman, you also have to be smart. You also have to be... I didn't even see that. Anyway. Anyway, with that particular weakness, just like Cutman, you have to make sure to be smart with using the super arm, because the simple fact, you lose the whole thing with... If you lose or die, then it just makes beating this boss and Cutman as a whole much tougher. See, like that. But because I kind of want to at least get a move on... Although, you know, it's fine. It's fine if I die here. But if I had more lives, this boss would have been a nuisance to deal with. Because Gutsman's boulders not only serve as the boss's weakness, but also as a helpful platform to dodge those big bubble enemies. I don't know what the name of it is called, but I'm just gonna go with Big Bubble. So yeah, dealing with Big Bubble, you have to be a bit smart to use it, to beat it. Because not only will you have to strategically use Gutsman's weapon, because it doesn't really help out much, but there aren't that many boulders to use for the boss as a whole. Let's just go with a bit more Electman, because that weapon is one of the best in the game, if not the crowned best weapon. I wanted the health pickups so bad. At least, ow! At least it helps. But ow! Okay. Time. Ah! Really? Yeah, just take your time with this, and you'll be fine. Let's see, I don't want to use Elect Man's weapon, because the simple fact, it will not help me in any way, shape, or form. With this boss, it will make things much more difficult to do so, unlike Cutman, who is a piece of cake, regardless if you have his weapon weakness or not. I think where I landed, yes, should be a checkpoint. Just be on the safe side. Okay, good. I have a full amount of health. That helps. Just gonna go with the Buster first, because there's 4 sections of this boss fight. There's 4 boulders. You can do this to beat the boss, but I just want to be smart with dealing with this boss, because the boss can be kind of a pain, especially if you miss with this weakness. Ow! Like that. That would have not helped me out in the long run. And like that. Because there's more than 4 sections of that boss. It's like 5 or so, and it's best at least approach it with your Buster and the Super Arm. Because if you run out of Gutsman's weapon, that last boss goes a lot faster, it's a pain to predict where it's going to go, and yeah, that's about it. And this should be the last stage. Although... You know what? I think I will end things here. And next time for Mega Man 1, we will be finishing the game because this is the last Dr. Wily stage. I have been FODV93. Going to save right here. That's nice and good. Best to be on the safe side. Yep. This has been FODV93.